Bathsheba was the beautiful wife of Uriah the Hittite, one of the generals for King David's armies. One day she was having a bath, and her beauty tempted King David, who noticed her. The temptation became a start of a big tragedy in the family of King David. Using his power as a king, he made love with her and eventually made her pregnant. Anyway, Bathsheba reported her pregnancy to King David, and ironically, she did not know that the new life she had in her belly would take away her own husband, Uriah. The lust that King David had towards Bathsheba led David to other sins, deception, and even murder to cover it up. In an effort to conceal his shameful sin, David summoned Uriah from the army in the hope that Uriah would have sex with Bathsheba and think that the child was his. However, Uriah, who was a faithful general, did not go home to his own bed, remaining with the palace troops. As an extreme action by his frustration to conceal his sins, the king gave the order to his general Joab that Uriah should be placed in the front lines of the battle, the most dangerous place in the battlefield, and left him in the hands of the enemy to die. Uriah was eventually killed, and David made the now widowed Bathsheba his wife. David's sins were displeasing to God and called for the curses unto his family. The prophet Nathan, who was sent to the king David at the time, warned of the curses that were going to happen. The baby who was conceived by infidelity died, and the curses did not stop there. The turmoil which came to pass years later, when one of David's much loved sons, Absalom, betrayed David and his brothers and family, finally caused the civil war in the kingdom. Further, he even had an improper relationship with his father's concubines. Even though there was hurt and pains in the family, when David repented to God with his whole heart, God gave him another love, which was a new baby, Solomon. God loved him so much, putting behind his parents' dark past and his brother's death. In spite of his excellence in quality, Solomon was not the prince who will succeed the kingship in Israel. According to the tradition, the oldest son alive of David, Adonijah, was. However, the fact couldn't stop Bathsheba's ambition of her to make Solomon as the next king of Israel. She planned a conspiracy to convince David to order that Solomon should be seated on the throne, and her wish was fulfilled. Finally, her dear son, Solomon, became a new king